What's going on, YouTube? Back again with another rogue, not very good deck profile. This time I'm going to be looking at one of my personal all-time favorites, Gren Maju. Pretty simple deck. Just a bunch of beat sticks, board breakers, etc. Very fun. Not a lot of people see it coming. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get this stuff out of the way. Alright. First and foremost, obviously, we're looking at 3 Gren Maju. Pretty self-explanatory. Banish a ton of cards. He gains 400 for every one of your card banished, and just a crazy big beat stick. He can get to really high numbers. Usually over 10k. Pretty big. No protection, so imperm, droplet, kind of kills it, but we don't worry about that. Next up, we've got 3 Gizmek. So, a very good card to feel the Gren Maju. Summon it from either hand or grave. Banish 8, face down. Summon. He also has a banish 3 to pop 1. Target 1, pop 1 monster. His effect activates again both in hand and grave. Absolutely incredible trade-in fodder. So trade in the Gizmek, draw your 2, and then you can just special him from the grave. Just so nasty, so good. And we're going to be looking at 3 Eater of Millions. Again, another good banish card fodder for Gren Maju. So you can banish any number of cards from your extra deck hand, wherever. Especially some of the Eater of Millions. He is not a once per turn special. His damage step banish is once per turn, but his summon condition is not once per turn, so you can summon as many of him as you want. You can also use him to go into a relinquished anima, but he's pretty good usually to get rid of just the banished cards that you can't really get over, but that isn't necessarily an issue for this deck. And then we got 2 alpha, same as Eater of Millions. You can special summon him as many times as you want, as long as your opponent has more attack on the field than you do. His bounce effect is once per turn, but a really cool thing that I like to do is Kaiju one of my opponent's monsters, special summon the alpha, target it itself and the Kaiju, then you get both the alpha and the Kaiju them again, special summon the alpha. Incredible. It's just fantastic string of events. Let's get this out of the way. We're going to be looking at 1 Lone Pink. Incredible card. Pop itself, pop 1, high attack, incredible. Self-explanatory. For the danger package, we're going to be looking at 3 Bigfoot and 3 Thunderbird. Thunderbird, very good. Of course, these 2 are going to be really good trade-in fodder. Thunderbird popping a set spell or trap, I guess any set card, and then Bigfoot just popping a face-up card. Big beat sticks, level 8s. You're going to be going to. You can use this to go into your Draglubion line, OTK, or any other rank 8 you've got going on. Let's get these out of the way. Looking at Kaiju package, we're playing 2 Gamasil, 2 Godarla, and 2 Radion. So the Gamasil is just a low 2200 attack monster. Godarla is for the wind attribute for the barrier wind statue, if that ever comes up. And the Radion is a dark Kaiju, so you can banish him off of Allure of Darkness, anything like that. But you are either drawing into these, or you are summoning them off of Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. And they are all level 8s, so again, really good fodder for rank 8 plays, stuff like that. Never mind. Radion is not a level 8, but everything else is really good, so it's not particularly that detrimental. I did play Dogoron before the Radion, but that was before I put in Allures of Darkness, and it just didn't synergize as well as the Radion, so that is at least my interpretation. Finally, we've got the only hand trap. 3 Dimensional Shifter and 2 Hextrudes. D-Shifter, of course, great card. We hate Tier on this channel. Terrible format right now. Tier is just no fun to play against, but you didn't hear that from me. We've got 2 Hex Truths that you summon off of the Golden Castle. They are a target 1, pop 1. They are a 400 attack boost. Again, level 8, trade-in fodder, rank 8 fodder. Just self-explanatory and very good dark attribute cards. Now we're going to be looking at the spell cards. We're going to be looking at 3 Golden Castle of Stromberg. No one, Yu-Gi-Oh players do not read. Most of the time my opponent is going to be attacking into the Golden Castle, destroying their monster, dealing them half damage. It does have a maintenance cost of 10 cards per standby. But again, this is a banish deck, so it's just fuel for the Gren. However, the turn that you do special summon the Hex, you cannot normal summon, so you do have to keep that in mind. Playing 2 Desires. If it was a 3, I would play it, of course. Best card in the game, hands down. Does not matter if you ash it, I don't care to draw off of it, I just want the fodder. Board breakers, we're going to be looking at 3 mismatch super polys. So of course, you're going to go into the massive amount of super poly targets, Starving Venom, the whatever, Fusion Guy, Mud Dragon, Gondarla, so many good targets. 2 Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. Again, to summon the Kaijus, you can banish itself from the graveyard, add back a Kaiju. Really good recursion, and if they don't have a spell or trap negate or an ash, which most likely you will not have, it is going to be a very easy board wipe. And let's get this out of the way. Alright, we've got 1 Raigeki, very good card. I had Harpy's Feather Duster before, but I do prefer the Raigeki over it just because it's really nice to have. 3 Trade-in, incredible card, one of the best cards in the deck. Send any of your Dangers, Gizmags, etc. Draw 2, incredible. Finally, let me like 2 Allure of Darkness. I was thinking about playing with 3 because it is also banishing 1, drawing 2, but you don't want to clog your hand because you don't play only darks. But that is going to be it for the main deck. Alright, now we're looking at the extra deck. Starting it off, it's going to have 1 Anima. You're going to be summoning that off of the Eater of Millions. You're going to target a monster that points to the link arrow, take its attack. You know, situational but good. 1 Nightmare Phoenix, just popping back row, stuff like that. Topologic Zeroboros. Gonna be honest here, don't really make it that often, but it is a really good board wipe. You know, if you really want to banish everything else off the field, then you can almost summon your Gren, go crazy, etc. Next, I'm gonna get the links, the only links, and going to some super poly / fusions. Whoops. We're going to be looking at, first and foremost, the classic, the King, Starving Venom. 2 darks, self-explanatory, 2800 beat stick, gain effects, gain attacks. Really good against not very experienced players. Then after that, we've got the Dragostapelia and 1 Predaplant fella. You know, pretty good against here. 3 darks, self-explanatory. Predaplant Tri can prevent a special summoning once per turn, and Dragostapelia negates some monster effects, plays a predator counter. Just really good cards. Muddy Mud Dragon of the Swamp. Again, really good generic, and one of my personal favorites, Garura. Incredible. Just same attribute, same time, different names. So many cards fall underneath that, and it's just really good. And then when it's sent to grave, draw 1, even better. That is going to be it for the fusions. Finally, looking at the XZs. Got 1 Lancelot, just for a general negate. This would be a Photon Lord if I could afford it, but for now it is going to be a Lancelot. Number 38 for spell negation, also primarily used for the Draglubion OTK engine. Again, go into Draglubion, then you're going to make a Numeron using a 38 as material, gain a 9,000 attack and going in for game. A Divine Arsenal Zeus, board wipe, again, really good. 1 Tachyon Dragon, lets you attack multiple times during the battle phase. Doesn't come up very often, situational, but when it comes up, it comes up. And finally, 1 Dengirsu, Orchestra of the Evening Star. Really good to prevent destruction of your cards, and it's really good if you want to send something that, can't be destroyed, stuff like that. Just summoning ding, you just send whatever you want to get off of the field. Really good. Just a really nice rank 8 toolbox that we're working with. And finally, the beautiful side deck. Gonna be honest, it is all floodgates. Just, you do not want to go you don't want your opponent to play. When you're siding in, you're going to be going first. So we're going to be playing a 15 card side deck, pure traps, pray they don't have a harpies or cyclones. So starting it off, we have some beautiful anti-tier hate, 2 DDG different dimension grounds, and 1 macrocosmos. So the macrocosmos sends every card in the field that's sent from the field to the grave, just banished automatically, and the different dimension ground sends any monster from field to grave to banished instead. Self-explanatory, really good, really incredible. We hate tier. Anyway, 3 dimensional barrier. So, playing Branded in tier, flip for fusions, Sword Soul Synchros, Exo Sisters Xyz, etc. Really good card, self-explanatory. The best card, hands down, in the side deck, it's going to be 3 Banquet of Millions. This card in and of itself just completely ends turns, just devastates, most decks, very extra deck reliant. Flip your Banquet of Millions, banish your entire 15 card extra deck. Your opponent does the same until the end phase. It's just really good. Most of the time there's really nothing you can do, but just a really good card. Got 3. There can be only 1. Don't mind the proxy. I have an extra one, I just don't know where it is. Very good card. You can only control 1 monster of each type. This deck has multiple types that you're going to be playing. The Gren, the Gizmex machines, the dangers are all different types, so it's never a problem for you. And finally, 3 classic Torrential Tributes. Incredible card. Again, set it. Your opponent makes their nasty, disgusting board. Once they feel nice and satisfied, go ahead and flip over that Torrential and just revel in the glory of being better. Just be better. So that's going to be it for the deck profile. Thanks for watching. I appreciate the 4 subscribers out there. Really incredible stuff. We'll be putting out more stuff in the future, and thanks again.